Everyone just wanted to come on here for a minute and talk a little bit about Sinner. Him and his cousin Charlie had a full-on crash out today. Plus, I was like halfway through a video of him and then I accidentally deleted it. So yeah, I've been meaning to talk about him for a little while now. And trust and believe, there is no shortage of material when it comes to Sinner. Since he stepped foot onto YouTube first quarter, providing top-tier cringe content. Let me play a little throwback clip for funsies.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever had this happen to me either.
Yeah, this has never happened to me. Nobody's ever, I mean, mainly because like where I'm from, and I think it's pretty close to like where a lot of people are from. Like, you know, everybody, all your high school buddies, you know, your neighbors and stuff like that. People don't just creep around you. If they did, everyone just like, there's a whistle where I'm from. When you hear a whistle, it could be 1 p.m. or 4 a.m. When you hear that whistle, that means everybody come outside and look what's going on. I realize Emmy doesn't have that, you know, that populace. There aren't that many people there to help her do that, but that's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing right now.
So we need to hoo-hoo.
That's it. AMAC gets it. Like, fuck that. Like, everybody, I mean, where I'm from, if there's like a rogue person, everyone just gets in their cars and starts them up and starts driving around. There's nothing more confusing than 100 cars just driving around quickly around you.
I mean, where I'm from, if there's like a rogue person, everyone just gets in their cars and starts them up and starts driving around. There's nothing more confusing than 100 cars just driving around quickly around you.
Yeah. And Oblivious, I have not verified 100% that she's in my town. I can only assume that she is or was. Some people have said that she's told them it's a joke. Well, she hasn't told me, and this isn't a fucking joke.
Yeah, so it's also a blessing to have the good Nunya in here. Yes, it's a different whistle, Nunya.
Oh, Nunya's here?
Yeah, it's a different whistle, and I'm telling you, you're familiar with it too, but you maybe didn't hear it as much. Like,
it's a different whistle, Nunya. I think you're familiar with it, but maybe you didn't hear it as much. Oh, Lord. Yeah, and there's definitely nothing more confusing or nothing more believable than a rogue person, quote-unquote rogue person, showing up in a neighborhood and 100 people getting in 100 cars, driving around in circles, circling around said rogue person. Oh, wow. Yep, sounds believable. Sounds like a true story. And let me say this, okay? He's constantly going on about Queen Bee living in a trap house, when he's talking about living in a neighborhood where they whistle in the middle of the night when a rogue person shows up. I'm not saying he lives in a trap house, no, because if a rogue person shows up to a trap house, they get confronted. They don't, you know, do some cryptic, weird, circle around in their cars kind of shit. No, that's not how that goes. However, he's presenting this like he's from this neighborhood of badass mofos who can't be, you know, tested, and when a rogue person shows up, they confuse them with driving in circles in their cars. 100 of them. Yep, sounds like someone's truthful lived experience. Another favorite Sinner throwback of mine is when he talked about when he used to live in LA and date a famous musician's daughter and how she wanted him to be a kept man and be like a stay-at-home boyfriend. But he couldn't do that because he's such a hard worker and he's so independent. That one was a classic. I would love to know what his idea of a kept man is, and I would also love to know what celebrity musician her father was. I don't know. Was it an actual celebrity musician, or was it like some LA garage band local favorite that had like a 30 to 40 head count fan base? Who knows? I'm gonna vote local celebrity garage band, but do we really know? I guess we don't. Anyhow, those are, you know, two of my favorite throwbacks from Sinner. And, you know, over time, he has gotten much more uglier and a lot saltier and, you know, has regular crash outs like on the daily. He's also not a big fan of the truth. He really has never been a big fan of the truth. His brand is supposedly like bully the bullies. Like he has this hero complex, self-important movement where he's gonna go after the bad guys and root for the underdog, constantly reminding everybody that they're not on his level. He has most recently like lost a lot of his support. However, he's still got that loyal crew, you know, he's still got that loyal crew intact. The whole get along gang. Anyways, most of Sinner's more recent content is just like a broken record of him going on and on about what a terrible person Queen Bee is and what a terrible mother she is, and him sharing the FOIAs or talking about the FOIAs regarding her children. And don't gaslight me using the semantics of the whole situation, saying, oh, you can't FOIA children. I don't know why she keeps saying that. I mean, fair enough. You can't FOIA minors. However, you can FOIA an adult that has children involved in whatever situation was reported, and you can get information that way. So miss me with the bullshit. Anyways, since Sinner's content has pretty much been a crash out on repeat more recently, I think I want to just share random clips that I want to clown on. But before I do that, let me just give you a little taste of the whole come apart he had the other day, where he was pretending to be his cousin Charlie, Charles in Charge, and he was really, really upset because Queen Bee struck his channel. Let me play you a clip.
I noticed nobody's really talking about it, like as if I deserve to be put on a timeout for doing exactly what that crackheaded bitch does every single day. But don't you worry. Don't you worry. Those little screenshots from your Discord, Rebecca, that are like, oh, we hope Sinner starves this week, blah, blah, blah. That's the kind of sick fuck you are. You wish physical harm upon each other, on other people, because you are so weak and stupid and afraid. I'll put it to you this way. My friend Sinner has a message for you, Rebecca. The way he sees it, you took a meal off of his family's table, and he takes that kind of shit seriously. So, bitch, he's going to get this week's worth of revenue from YouTube, plus many, 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 many more bags of cash directly from your pocket, Rebecca, in a defamation lawsuit. You fucking piece of shit. Today. Hey, Rebecca, I hope you have the worst fucking day of your life today. I hope you stub your toe every chance you get. I hope your fucking kids hear this live stream and realize, wow, my mother really is a piece of shit. Waka fucking waka.
As you could see, he is clearly very upset about the strike on his channel, which is understandable. Strikes suck. I get it. However, this is the same guy who was actively trying to take down Queen Bee's channel, hashtagging Gone by June, made this big, huge promise to all his supporters that, you know, she's going to be gone by June. And this started in, I think, like April, May, you know, and he was like counting down the days, and here we are in July. So, yeah. And to be totally honest, like, I didn't want to clip the majority of that stream and most of the streams that he's had lately because he talks about her kids literally every 5 minutes. Not only that, he also lies about her kids and her parenting and what's going on in her personal life. Anyways, on to the random clips. So you would think Sinner having so much to say, right? You would think that he would want feedback on the things he says, like he wouldn't be one to block people, right? And he claims this.
I guess we could all expect that to happen to us here. That's what people here do to each other. It's just sort of par for the course. Yes, good advice. If you can't get along, just block each other and hang out, man. I personally never block anyone because I want to see them talk the shit so I can talk the shit back.
5 minutes later.
You say, Dan and Earth's commentary, move it along. Who the fuck are you? Tell me to move it along. Bye, Sarah Lynn. I don't like people that talk weird fucking tones like that. Bye, bitch. Fuck out of here.
20 minutes later.
Hold on. Just double blocking that person. Fuck, I forgot my train of thought.
I know for a fact that myself and most of my friends are all blocked.
What is she even talking about? Her fucking brain is mashed potatoes, I swear. I guess there's someone being snarky in here. They got blocked. I'll just say it. Lean in, Cappy. Go fuck yourself. You creepy asshole. Cappy's been obsessed with Earth for a very long time. She's a real lifer, and she hangs out with really undesirable people. At least, like, Ellie 1, 2, 3 through 15 isn't here. Creepy creeperston. Although you gotta be careful, she might end up in your hedges. She's a real creeper.
As you can see, that was captainknapton number 2 getting blocked. So 2 of my 7 captainknapton accounts are blocked. And yeah, I know. 7 accounts, whatever. There's a whole long story behind that. Can't shame the shameless. Anyhow, moving on. So I started making this video the day that he went live on his alt, you know, Cousin Charlie, Charles in Charge and all that. Anyhow, so I started making the video a couple days ago, and then come to today, which is Tuesday, he went live last night, and so I clipped a little more. Let me share a little bit of that with you.
Awkward moment when you realize that, like, your audience doesn't want to listen to, you know, heady stuff. But as far as the haters go, about, oh, he's on drugs, none of that's true. Not even drunk.
2 very boring minutes later.
Dude, the whole game's over. That's what I'm doing. And it doesn't even matter if I'm sober or drunk when I do it.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
And the fact that you trooped in to Seth Rogers' live stream last night, I was there, dude. I was there with prayer hands because you've been stalking Betty for like 2+ years, dude. You and your friend, burnt fucking pretend native. Oh, downtrodden bitch. Weak, dude. Same offer I gave your little fucking suckleness, B Tim, I'll offer to you. Blank screen, you're a bitch, and your buddy, B Tim, also a bitch. I'll fly to you. You and B Tim are the same. Ebony and ivory. Blank screen, white trash. Burnt toast, white trash. Rebecca Turner, white trash. Prove me wrong. Explain to me how this dude is intimidating to you. You got super secret information? No, he's got a lisp and a very small dick. Very small dick. Just like B Tim. Like, what is it? Why does the Hive collect men with just micro penises? You know what's smaller than their brains? They're facts.
So that's basically a wrap up of the 7 live streams that Cousin Charlie did over on Sinner's Alt channel last night. He went from not being drunk to it doesn't matter if he is drunk to clearly drunk. Clearly drunk and making threats, which I cut the threats out, but I have them recorded because I'm pretty sure he took it down. He went from making drunken threats to telling an indigenous woman that she's a fake native and telling a black man that he's white trash. And supposedly he cares about social justice and civil rights and all that stuff. Yeah, sure. Then went on to tell Queen Bee that she made an enemy for life over that strike she put on his channel. He doesn't take her robbing cheeseburgers off his plate very lightly. Mr. Gone by June. And of course, he did the usual broken record. She's a horrible mom, horrible person, violent person, blah, 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 blah. And by the way, Sinner, the whole cheeseburger and cheeseburger money, you didn't come up with that. MFW came up with that years ago. That was her whole little slogan for when she dropped her pay link. So, yeah. Then at one point, he said that, oh, thank God Emmy's going to bed. That lady, that broad stresses me out. If that is not an indicator that Sinner's drunk, I don't know what is. And he also, for like the 500th time this month, misused the word downtrodden. So besides talking about Queen Bee like always, and making drunken threats, and being rude to his friends like he usually is, besides butchering the English language, besides attempting to invalidate Burnt Toast and Blank Screen's racial identity, he also went on and on about his 2 male YouTube ops' penis size. Right after that, getting really silent and making some weird noises and then playing music. Which, that's what most of the live streams from last night consisted of, was music. He would get on there, say some drunken random shit, and then play music. And at one part, he said he was in an office, and he had to mute a couple times because his friend was having father-son time, and that he couldn't cuss. He had to be, like, good because there was a kid present. But he definitely wasn't good and continued to cuss and say awful things. So I'm not sure, like, what that was all about and how that all went over with his friend. I don't know. And he keeps talking about how once he gets back to his channel in a couple days that Queen Bee's in for it and she's going to be done, son, and all this stuff. And it's just like, come on, like, what could you possibly say that you haven't already said? It's getting redundant. It's a broken record at this point. It's kind of getting a little boring, too. Anyways, 2 things I wanted to address before I wrap this video up. One, I wanted to go back to the misuse of the word downtrodden. But number 2, I wanted to talk a little bit about Sinner's military service. I've never claimed that he was stolen valor or anything like that. However, I want to know why he changed his story up regarding his service. He had once said that he enlisted in 1995 and did 4 or 5 years and was out before 9/11 and was in college. Then when he was on Brittany and Craig's channel a couple weeks ago, he said that he was in 2007 and was on the SS Ronald Reagan. And then when Craig was asking him questions, he was like, did you serve in Iran or Iraq? And Sinner's response was like, yeah, I mean, no. Well, I can't talk about that because, you know, then my stalkers will end up getting a hold of some of my military pals, and next thing you know, we'll be seeing a picture of my butt. And I don't know why he said that, but he did. I don't understand why he doesn't just pull his DD-214. Because at the end of the day, his dox is already out there, and there's no way that anybody's going to be able to locate any of his military pals through him pulling his record. I'm not saying that me or anybody else is entitled to that information, because we're not. However, he gets on a platform, or platforms, plural, and talks about his service, and the story changes. So you'd think he'd want to clear it up, being that he is a proud Marine. Anyway, on to the last thing. I wanted to address him using the word downtrodden. It's one of his most favorite words. He uses it often, at least once or twice per stream.
You know why I know you don't know where I live? Because you would have shown a photograph of it because you're a pathetic person. Downtrodden. Gutter. You're a gutter. That's how I know.
Oh, baby, right now. What up, Blank? Hold on, QB, you have to try them in butter. It's a must. Baby, I cook them all different kinds of ways. Look, you can cook them in butter. You can fry it.
Are you guys familiar with the term gluttony? Do you know what that is? To be gluttonous? Yeah, well, she's she's gluttony personified. Just, you know, the lazy, downtrodden human being that basically just sits online and asks for handouts all day long and all night long, sometimes until 2, 3 in the morning. She's big mad. She's so mad that her fucking manic weirdo brain has caused her to giggle. Just like Illuminati when she was found out with itis. You bitches are fucking downtrodden.
No, she'll tell you herself. Where have you? Listen, stop making yourself look
Listen, stop making yourself look like a fucking little downtrodden bitch. Rebecca, I've never seen such a sick, downtrodden human being in my entire life. You don't belong to be on YouTube. What kind of role model are you for young people in your family? You sick pig of a human being. Barbecue lady. Before I forget, you absolute downtrodden piece of shit. Biggie, the fuck is in your head? Don't answer that. We know it's narcotics, pain pills, fucking marijuana, coke, crack, and meth. You're a fucking downtrodden hog is all you are, Rebecca. You're a sick fucking downtrodden loser is what you are. Tiger Talks, go fuck yourself, you filthy downtrodden bitch fuck. Like, who the fuck are you?
Diaper Girl is the downtrodden, crazy, horrible mother bitch that drove 400 plus miles in an adult diaper.
That's how depraved and downtrodden this fucking abusive, crackheaded bitch is.
Especially you, Blank Screen. I mean, you are just a disgrace, dude. I mean, how do you have such a, you know, decent job and still be such a low, downtrodden bitch, weak dude?
Clearly, Sinner doesn't know the definition of downtrodden, or else he wouldn't be using it the way he's been using it. I mean, I don't know, unless he thinks it's cool to call people that are oppressed lazy and depraved. You never know, right? After all, he was just invalidating the racial identity of an indigenous woman and a black man, so who knows? Maybe the definition can be explained to him in art, since he's such an artist. Mr. Social Justice over there, all about human rights. Anyway, I think I'm gonna wrap up this video right here. I think this video's gone on way longer than it should have, but I kept adding to it. Anyway, I wasn't even going to do this video because at a certain point I feel like people that do nasty things like he does should be ignored. However, that's easier said than done, and it's kind of what YouTube's all about. Plus, I told my subs I was going to do it, and I've been trying to be more consistent with my channel. Anyways, hope y'all liked the video. Love y'all.